All right. We are live. We are live. What's good? Quincy, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, that story is crazy, bro. I was reading the story while I was setting up my equipment for the stream. That's a crazy story, bro. I don't know how people end up with enemies like that. I don't know how that's even possible. I don't think I've ever had an enemy who wanted to see me fall or fail that badly before. That's crazy. That person, whoever your coworker is, bro, your colleague, he is devious, duplicitous, diabolical, and that is somebody who I would highly recommend you try to never interact with again, bro, because that's crazy. And you definitely made the right move with not going on another date with her, in my opinion. And Kobe, I care. I care about his story, for sure. And I appreciate you for sharing it. Blitz, what's good with you, bro? What is good? Thank you for reading the whole thing, Jordan. You're legendary. Bro, thanks for telling your story. That's the thing, man. I always appreciate vulnerability and transparency, especially when it's a story where you don't necessarily come out the victor. I mean, you still won in this situation because you're not interacting with her anymore. But I don't know. I always appreciate when people could be open like that. What's good, Kale? Hope everyone's having a great day. Me too, bro. Hope that everyone tuning in is having a great day, whether you're watching this live or after the fact. AJ Patel, fax no printer. I don't know what you're agreeing with, but hey, I agree too. I think. Bro, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've been doing YouTube for, 6 years now, I think? It's 2025. So yeah, about 6 years now. Going on 6 years. I've been doing streams since 2020. Would you believe me if I told you that I get nervous before every single stream? Still, to this day. I've come to accept that that's just never going to go away. But I always get nervous before streams. I get nervous before coaching calls. I even get nervous before filming videos, which is insane. You would think after 1,000 videos I would be a little more comfortable on camera, but I'm stepping out of my comfort zone every day. Are you happy, Jordan? Like really, really happy? Or do you have a feeling that you're missing something? You know what? That's a really good question. I would say that now I'm in a position where I feel genuinely happy. I feel like I am striving for more. I'm always striving for more. As a matter of fact, interestingly enough, I almost feel like when I'm not striving for more, that's when I feel the emptiest. As counterintuitive as it sounds, I feel like when I don't have definitive goals for which to strive, that's when I feel like I'm lacking something. Which is ironic because you would think that if you're pursuing goals, you're doing it from a lack mindset. But I feel like for me, I've come to accept that it's more about the journey rather than the destination, which I know sounds generic. It's something that all the successful people say or whatever, but it's so true. Once you've actually accomplished something that you never thought you'd be able to accomplish, you realize that the real reward is who you become along the way, because you can lose everything, but who you are stays with you. So I know I kind of went on a tangent there, but yes, I'm happy simply because of who I've become. So even a bad day for me right now, I still have bad days for sure, but a bad day for me right now is literally better than my best day when I was 19 or 18 years old, because my baseline has changed, because I've evolved as a person, because of my pursuit of my goals. And I feel like, once again, right now I'm in a position where I do have meaningful goals, which involve the more materialistic aspect of life, so cars and all of that, but I've paired that with the more fulfilling goals of helping people, transforming people's lives. And I feel like when you allow yourself to pursue your egoic desires and your soul's desires simultaneously, that's when you feel the most complete in life. And that's when you can feel complete along the way. What's today's stream going to be about? Honestly, bro, we're just chopping it up today. There's no theme. With my streams, I like to just answer questions, bro. That's kind of what every stream is. It's just a Q&A, more or less. Kind of like a coaching session in a way, except you're just in the chat. They could have got me if they tried harder. Thank you, Jordan, for building this channel and community. Getting it off my chest is a huge relief. Hey, bro, that's the thing right there. When you tell your story and when you admit your shortcomings, even though that's not a shortcoming on your behalf, in my opinion, when you can do that, that's a really good feeling. I literally built a whole career out of just doing that, and ideally empowering other people like yourself to do the same thing. So I'm glad that you feel safe enough within this community to do that. The dentist did a filing in one of my teeth 2 months back. Now my gum is a little swollen. I'm scared to death. Google is asking me to do a root canal or do a tooth extraction. The stress is too much for me. I don't know what a tooth extraction is, but that is... Oh wait, the dentist did a filling in one of my teeth, not filing. Yeah, bro, just go back to the dentist and see what they say. Don't just listen to Google, because Google will have you thinking that you have oral cancer or something like that. And for what it's worth, the dentist told me that I needed a root canal before I came to the Netherlands, and I just didn't do it. And I'm good. So, I mean, I'm probably going to get that situated at some point, but I feel good. So I think you'll be all right. But definitely book an appointment with the dentist, though. Don't just take my advice, especially because your gums are swollen. What's your advice for procrastination and laziness and to get started on something without overthinking? That's a really good question, and it's something that I used to struggle with a lot when I was younger. And I feel like, okay, personally, when I was younger, I struggled with overthinking because I feared failure. That was my biggest thing. I really, really feared failure. And what I had to understand over time was that failure only occurs if you stop trying. If you stop trying, then you failed. But if you keep going, then you can't fail. So that can serve as the launching pad for you to pursue whatever goals you may have. And as far as procrastination and laziness, I think that in my experience and in my observation of other people's experiences, a lot of that comes down to a lack of belief. It's because you fundamentally do not believe that the actions that you're putting off will get you closer to the outcome that you want. So you feel like there's no real reason to do them. There's no urgency on your behalf. Or it's because the actions that you are putting off would lead you to a goal that you don't actually want. And only you can determine which one is true for you, whether you actually don't want the goal or you don't believe that it's possible for you. But it's pretty much always going to come down to one of those two things. But what's good, Jack? My guy's out here killing it, bro. That man Jack has been on a tear. Okay, I think I skipped over a few questions here. But where was I? Jordan, how can I get out of a rut? So actually, I made a video very recently called If You're at Rock Bottom, This Video Is For You. Go and check that video out. Go and check that video out because I pretty much laid it all out on the table for you. But I'll say this. All right, I'm going to give you an action step right now. Commit to daily action. So when you're in a rut, it's very easy to develop the victim mentality and believe that, okay, I am in this position and there's nothing I can do about it. Or maybe you fundamentally know that there's something you can do about it, but you can't generate the initial momentum to start taking action to change that situation. And what I would say is when you begin taking daily action, even if the action isn't fundamentally conducive to your success, as long as it's action that you believe is conducive to your success, that gives you a sense of empowerment, which then allows you to seek out the information that you need in order to take real action that is conducive to your success. So in other words, start moving, start taking daily action. If you're out of shape, for example, go to the gym. You don't even have to know what you're doing yet. Just go to the gym and just do something. And just the feeling that you'll get after every workout of knowing that, okay, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm that much closer to where I want to be. At least I think, because I'm trying. I'm taking my life into my own hands. Psychologically, that gives you all the leverage that you need. What's the biggest lesson you've learned in life so far? That's a very, very broad question. And a very good question as well. Honestly, I don't know. I don't really just have one overarching lesson. I guess if I had to summarize my whole entire channel into one statement or one lesson, it would be don't quit. Just don't quit. If you don't quit, if you remain persistent, no matter what happens, you can't fail. And if you don't fail, if it's impossible for you to fail, the only other option is success. So if you literally just don't quit, you will get what you want. It may take longer than other people, or maybe it won't, but eventually you are going to figure it out. There's always one problem. If not teeth, then it's studies. If not that, I'll hate my physique. Always something, and I hate it. So here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and recommend that you just become complacent in life. But what I will say is learn to love the dissatisfaction. When you learn to love the dissatisfaction and give yourself permission to be dissatisfied, you also give yourself permission to pursue satisfaction. And to my point earlier, if you were in the stream earlier, that's where you find the fulfillment. You find fulfillment in the process of pursuing your goals because you change as a person. And also, I would say that your general outlook on life could maybe use a little bit of work, right? So what a lot of people do, and I'm saying this with a lot of confidence because this is something that I went through myself. There was a point in time where I thought that if I accomplished specific goals, my life would be perfect. My life would be perfect and there would be no problems, no drama, and everything would be perfect, stress-free. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. New levels, new devils is a real thing. So again, you have to learn to love the process of being dissatisfied but pursuing satisfaction and, ironically, becoming satisfied in the process of pursuing satisfaction. And that's hard-earned knowledge right there, bro. That is very hard-earned knowledge. What's your secret to being so consistent? You've really been on it with the videos recently and the quality over the years. Keep it up. We love to see it. First of all, I appreciate the acknowledgement for that, bro, because consistency is pretty much my calling card. And honestly, bro, if I'm gonna hype myself up a little bit more, not only have I been really consistent with the videos on the YouTube side, but as far as filming content for my new coaching program, link in the description, as far as filming content for that, I've been probably even more consistent than with YouTube. I've probably been filming 15 videos a week for the past few weeks, bro. I've been locked in. And the reason why I've been able to do that is because I have a goal that I want to achieve, or multiple goals that I want to achieve, and I know that that action of filming, of creating content, is conducive to me achieving those goals. And so that's really what it comes down to, is that I have a why. I have a why that I can remind myself of, especially when I don't feel like putting in the work. And I think as I've gotten older, I've begun to take more pride in just being a leader. Not necessarily a vocal leader, although some people would consider me a vocal leader. I consider myself more of a teacher in that regard, but I feel like I like to lead by example. And especially, if we're just going to get really, really personal. My girlfriend, she's in the process of starting her own online business and getting that up and running, taking all of the L's that come with that, with thinking that, okay, this is going to be the one, and then it ends up not working, and then having to pivot and try again. And I just want to be a really good example for her, especially in terms of just remaining resilient even when things aren't going your way. So that's another more personal why, in addition to all of the goals that I have for the future. That's something that motivates me in the short term. Because I feel like if I don't stay on top of my shit, then she's somebody who has a great work ethic, but I feel like that would almost enable her to not continue to put in the work in spite of not seeing the results that she wants quite yet. So I just want to be a good example for her and for you, for everyone who watches my content, everyone in my coaching program. I feel like that's really what it comes down to. It's just showing people in addition to telling them. Life is good at all times, even when it's bad, because it didn't have to happen. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. I know Jack would resonate with this. 1 in 300, or is it 400? I think 1 in 400 trillion. 1 in 300 trillion, 1 in 400 trillion. The point is, the odds of you being alive are exceedingly slim. Anything else that you do in your life pales in comparison, as far as difficulty goes, to you being here in the first place. $37.6. If you know, you know. Listen, bro. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something, though. Okay, so anybody who doesn't know what he's talking about, basically, let me bring you up to speed. In 2022, I was really going through it as far as dating goes. I was really, really struggling to find women in my area that I lived in because I had moved to this really affluent area in the DFW metropolitan region, the city called Allen, Texas, right? And the reason why I was having trouble finding women in that city was that they were all older. The average or the median age of women in that city was 37.6. I was 22 years old. So I was basically cooked. And at that time, I was really, really pressed about it. I was like, fuck, bro. Why are there no women in their 20s here? I couldn't wrap my head around it. But that actually turned out to be one of the biggest blessings, because not having all of those options around me forced me to basically focus on myself and cultivate the connections that I already had, especially the one with my now girlfriend. So if I had been in a position where there had just been girls galore all around me, then who knows, maybe I never would have been able to progress with my girlfriend, because at that time she was just my friend. So maybe I wouldn't have been able to progress with her in that way, and I would have ended up with some different woman who hadn't really been there through that process of me becoming who I am. And I definitely wouldn't be here in the Netherlands, and I wouldn't have really ever went to Europe. Maybe at some point later in my life, but I wouldn't have already visited, much less moved to Europe. So that 37.6 turned out to be a major blessing. And really, bro, most of your obstacles, most of the hardships in your life, if you extrapolate them out over a long enough time horizon, they almost invariably turn into the biggest blessings in your life. So just something to keep in mind. But at that time, bro, I was beyond stressed. By the way, how's the quality looking? I feel like when I was looking at the preview in OBS, the video quality didn't look that good to me. But let me know if the quality is good on your end as a viewer. I think what I'm going to do, the reason why I'm streaming on my GoPro, by the way, is because I basically cooked my camera somehow. I was trying to export files from my camera to my MacBook, and then my MacBook fell asleep and it ejected the camera, or rather it disconnected the camera without ejecting it first. And basically that's just fancy speak for it. Yeah, it ejected my camera without, or it disconnected my camera without ejecting it. So I don't really know how to explain that if you've never done that before, if you've never filmed a video and transferred the files. But basically, it corrupted my shit. So now I can't connect my camera directly to my MacBook, so I have to connect my GoPro. It's either the GoPro, my webcam, or my phone. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a capture card and see if I can stream with that, because I definitely would prefer to stream with higher quality. When the dentist asked you to get a root canal, what did you do from your side to take care of it, if I may ask? Sorry if my questions are irrelevant and off topic. There's no such thing as an irrelevant question, especially when it comes to these streams, because the title is Let's Talk About Life, and anything that entails is fair game. So when the dentist asked me to get a root canal, I'm not going to lie, bro. At that time, I wasn't broke, but I didn't really feel comfortable financially. So that was more of my mindset. I was like, bro, I can't afford a root canal. She was talking about, I think, $2,000 or $1,500, some crazy number like that. I was like, that's not really in the budget right now. And then on top of that, this was right before I moved to the Netherlands. And I think they had to order some equipment or something like that to be able to do it properly. But by the time the equipment would come in, my flight would have already left. So I was like, I won't be able to get it anyways. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I just kept brushing my teeth and hoped for the best. And again, I haven't really had any troubles, but to be fair, I also haven't been to the dentist since then. That was 2023. So I don't know. Thoughts on Kanye Twitter? I haven't really been on Twitter in a long time, bro, so I have no idea. And even when I was on Twitter, I don't think I ever looked at Kanye's Twitter, so I have literally no perspective on that. Golden Nagoma was good. What's up, bro? Can I get advice on forgetting painful memories? Like, I want to keep the lessons, but I'm tired of just fighting through them. They kind of make me feel awful, like there's something wrong. So here's my thing. I don't believe that you can retain the lessons without the memories associated with them. So listen, I don't know if it shows in my content or in the way that I communicate or in how I carry myself, but I have some extremely painful memories. Memories that if I think about them for too long could still mess me up a little bit and leave me with more questions than answers. But I think that it's more about viewing the memories in the context of your life story. So this has actually been my biggest frame shift over the past year or so, is that whenever you have a difficult chapter in your life, a difficult season in your life, instead of viewing it as an isolated outlier event in your life, so okay, this girl broke my heart, or this person passed away, or I endured this injury or whatever, and that decreased the quality of my life. I want you to think about it if you value your peace of mind and if you want to feel inspired, which I know you do because you're here. I would highly advise you to view that memory in the grand scheme of things. So think about your life story. And here's an action step right here. Go and read an autobiography or a memoir. Literally pick somebody, anybody who inspires you, who also has an autobiography or a memoir. And I want you to read it. Just read it, or you can do the audiobook, and you'll see that they have been through some stuff that you knew nothing about. But the stuff that they've been through is what makes them inspirational. It's the fact that they've been through those things and still ended up where they are that draws you to them. So think about it like that. It's not so much about forgetting it, it's about reframing it and understanding that, hey, this is a part of my story And this is what makes my story inspirational, not only to others, but to myself. Because in the future, when I go through more adversity, because you will, I can borrow this inspiration from my younger self. Because now I know that, okay, I've been through this, but I prevailed. So if I could get through that and prevail, I can get through this and prevail. Hello, which European countries have you planned to visit? So honestly, I don't have any immediate travel plans for Europe at the moment. We are going to the US next month, actually. I'm pretty excited about that, as is my girlfriend. But as far as Europe goes, I would like to see Paris for sure. I think that that's just the generic travel desire for everyone. I don't know. But we've already been to London, Valencia. I've been to Switzerland, Zurich, only for a day, but I've been there. I've been to Antwerp as well. And the thing is, I don't know that much about Europe to even know where to go, to even know what to be curious about. I think it'd be cool to see the Northern Lights, for example, in Norway or Sweden or somewhere like that, or maybe to see Eastern Europe. But I don't know, Paris is pretty much the only country that I definitively have to see at some point. At least at this point in time. Berlin would also be nice. I found the video where you recommended your video this Monday using ChatGPT rather than scrolling on social media to be a really helpful alternative for handling downtime hours. Much appreciated. Bro, I'm glad that was able to help you, because that was one of the biggest breakthroughs for me, was realizing that ChatGPT is literally the best information platform in the world. Other than maybe other AI platforms. I haven't really tried any other alternatives to ChatGPT. But bro, if you just want information as quickly as possible, it literally doesn't get any better than that. Short-term problems are often long-term benefits. Alex Ramosi. Absolutely. Shout out to Alex Ramosi. What's good, Mark410? Which city do you live in? I am not at liberty to say that at this moment in time, but I will say that I live in the province of Noord-Brabant. So basically the southern half of the Netherlands. That is the full extent to which I can elaborate on that. What's good? 4 years subscribed here. Joey, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate everyone who's been tuned in for that long, because you've really witnessed the progression in all aspects of life. And I would like to imagine that I've helped you progress right along with me. So I appreciate that, bro. I can't get rid of my flaky scalp. Any suggestions? So actually, I think I am going to drop a video about how to deal with eczema. And I know those aren't necessarily the same things, but that should help a little bit. For now, I would say be mindful of whatever hair products you're using. Maybe your scalp is very sensitive to fragrances, especially if you deal with eczema or psoriasis or any other skin condition beyond just your scalp. But other than that, drink a lot of water, and that's pretty much it. Oh, also, take cold showers. Stop taking really hot showers. That shit is drying your skin out. Don't do that anymore. Take warm showers and finish cold. That's the cheat code. Please help me, Jordan. I am struggling on talking to people and self-expression, and because of that, I have low confidence. People don't see my ideas as important. So, first of all, what makes you think that people don't see your ideas as important? Because a lot of times when you make blanket statements like that, it's more a reflection of how you view yourself. So you think that your ideas aren't important, and that's why you're struggling to talk to people. And because you struggle to talk to people, and on the rare occasions that you do express your ideas, you don't express them with confidence, therefore people brush them off because they say, well, this guy doesn't even believe in what he's saying, so why should I believe in what he's saying? So it's kind of a chicken or egg thing, but it starts with you. You're the chicken and the egg. You have to convince yourself that your ideas are important, which they are. And we know that because you exist. If you had no contribution to make to humanity, you wouldn't exist. Nature doesn't make mistakes. Go to the forest, go to the beach, the mountains, whatever, anywhere where there's nature, unadulterated, unabridged nature, and just observe how nature operates. And you'll see that nature doesn't make mistakes, and you are a part of nature. Therefore, you have a purpose. You have something to contribute. You have value to contribute to humanity. So just understand that fundamentally. It's not even just you, everyone does. Hey Jordan, can you recommend a movie to watch? That's a good question. What type of movies do you like though? Because I can't just recommend something and then you don't even like that kind of movie. I kind of like all different types of movies, but there's this movie called Arrival on Netflix. That's a really good movie, in my opinion. Hey Jordan, hope life is good. Hope life is going good out there. I appreciate that, Doran. I was wondering, how much editing do you put into your videos? Is it a lot or mostly basic? It's very basic. I like to keep my videos to the bare minimum editing because for me, that's the kind of content that I like to watch. But interestingly enough, and I kind of have a theory about this, I noticed that when my videos are more plain, my audience retention is higher. And I think part of that is simply because of the audience that I've attracted. So I don't necessarily have a whole bunch of dopamine monkeys or whatever watching my content all the time. But yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. It's easier for me, it's better for me, and it's better for you. So it's like everybody wins. The only downside to this, to my approach, is that it sort of limits my upward potential as a content creator because you can't really get past a certain point without putting in that extra bit of effort into your videos. And I did experiment with hiring editors or maybe hiring freelancers on a video by video basis. And I don't know, man, I just like plain content. That's me. Right now, let me show you. Let me show you what I watch, okay? Let me show you a little sneak peek into my life. I don't even know how to do this, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Window capture, YouTube. Okay. Yeah. Let me show you what I watch, bro. Let me turn this off. Hold on. I'm a little bit old, so I don't really know how to use OBS like that. Okay, yeah. This is what I'm currently watching right now. Neuroscientist proves manifestation is real. 4-step method to hack your brain. Dr. Tara Swart. I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly. But this is what I was watching prior to the stream, and this is what I will continue watching after the stream is over. I like podcasts. I like interviews. I like plain videos, bro. I like plain videos. I feel like the highly edited content is a bit overstimulating for me. Thanks, bro. You're welcome. I don't know what you're thanking me for, or if I maybe... Oh, yeah. You asked about the painful memories. You're welcome, bro. I'm glad I was able to help. What's good, Aaron B? What's good, Calcors? I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Captain Skeleton was good. You got any updates about Ice Cold JT? There are still Yagis out there waiting for his return. Bro, I truly do not know. I would show you the text, but I don't want to disclose all of that. I haven't talked to JT since 2023, I think. Definitely since before I came to the Netherlands. So I truly don't know where JT is at right now. I really don't. But I think I've said this in a couple of streams before. But basically, the last time I talked to JT on the phone, he left me under the impression that he was going to come back to YouTube. So I'm literally every bit as confused as you are, if not more confused. Because I don't think he really told the supporters anything. But he told me that he had very big aspirations when it came to YouTube. But sometimes life just happens, bro. So I don't know. I wouldn't hold it against him, though. And I'm sure he really appreciates that you still support him after all this time. But I definitely wouldn't hold it against him because, I mean, bro, JT wants to help people. He wants to help people and he has big goals. But again, life can just get in the way sometimes, bro. Nazoral, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Nazoral will cure it. Don't use any products or lotions, etc. Just Nazoral shampoo. It's a medical solution for the problem. I personally haven't tried anything like that. I did have a flaky scalp, nothing extreme, but for me, honestly, bro, I don't even know what fixed it for me. It just kind of went away on its own. Or maybe my hair grew out, so it's just not as apparent now. I don't know. But yeah, if that worked for you, then Joey, it might work for you as well. If it worked for Josiah, that is, it might work for you as well. What's good, Eel? Hello, good day. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm doing better now that I'm here on the stream talking to you. I hope that all is well with you. I want you to know that I have watched all of your videos that you've uploaded this year so far. I appreciate that, bro. I really do appreciate that. They're great. Keep it up. Bro, fun fact. I think around October-ish, I basically decided to quit YouTube. I told myself, when 2025 comes around, I'm not going to post videos anymore. But when the new year started, I realized that I had goals that YouTube could help me reach. So now I'm not just making content just to make content. I'm making content to be able to help people, not just on the YouTube side, but on the coaching side, because I want to just provide value. Because think about it like this, right? Right now, I'm doing this stream for free. I'm giving this advice for free. I make the videos for free. I get paid for the videos. I'm going to get paid for this, but you're not paying for it. YouTube is paying for it. But if you're getting this for free, think about what the people in my coaching program are getting. Just food for thought. But yeah, literally me deciding to do that coaching program, me deciding to build that is the only reason why I'm still making videos right now. Literally the only reason is because I realized that, okay, I want to be a life coach because I want to help people. So why don't I just get back to helping people on YouTube and expressing myself and doing it in a way that I find more enjoyable, and by extension, you as the audience find more valuable, and then see what happens from there, instead of trying to create based on this notion that, okay, this is my career and I need to create this kind of content. It's like, no, let's just create content that's authentic to me and by extension authentic to you. And then I can focus on building the business outside of YouTube. And so that can be more of the make a living thing where I'm still providing massive value in a more targeted way. And then YouTube can just be YouTube. It can just be a platform for expression, which is why I fell in love with YouTube in the first place. I just went on a major tangent there. But yeah, I appreciate you for tuning in, bro. Manifestation is a good thing to get into. Bro, let me tell you something. Manifestation is real. Okay, I don't know if some people, they might think that manifestation is mutually exclusive with their religion, or they think it's mutually exclusive with science. But the video that I just showed you, neuroscientist proves manifestation is real. This shit goes deeper than the woo-woo esoteric stuff that other people say. It's not just a matter of I'm setting my intention and then everything will come to me. Sometimes it does work like that. And I know that from firsthand experience. But a lot of it is just reprogramming your subconscious mind. It's literally choosing to see the world in a different way, and by extension, choosing to operate in the world in a different way. And as a result, getting a different outcome, such that the outcome, the external aspect of reality, is a reflection of your new internal reference point. Is that making sense to you? That is a crazy question. Hold on real quick. Hold on. We gotta get bro up out of here, bro. We need some mods. Eel, you definitely need to be a mod. Can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live. Yeah. Eel, you're definitely a mod. Who else should be a mod? Let me give out 2 more mod spots. Gotta be people who I really trust, though. Yo, what's good, Jordan? What's good, Deception Bat? Deception Bat? Yeah. I need a new prescription, bro. My eyes are not what they used to be. Jordan, my man, how you doing, brother? What's good, Nimlord? I'm doing great. I'm doing very, very well. How are you doing? How's everybody doing, by the way? How's everybody doing? What did he say? What did he say? Bro, listen. I am not repeating that on the stream, bro. I am not repeating that on the stream. Bro is tripping. Bro is tripping, bro. That was a wild question. Just the way he framed it, I was like, okay, this is a genuine question. Then he just threw that shit in at the end. I was like, damn. He probably got a girlfriend and is starting a family. If you're referring to JT, I don't know. I truly don't know. But again, he left me under the impression that he had every intention of coming back to YouTube. And actually, I'm going to tell you what I suggested to him. Bryce Wilson and I both suggested to him that he really double down on live streaming because that seemed to be the thing that he enjoyed doing the most. So I don't know. Maybe he'll pop out with the stream one of these days. That'd be a kind of a crazy way to come back, though. I'm not going to lie. I feel like as a return, a video is probably better because disappearing for a year plus and then coming back with the stream and then the chat is just going crazy. I don't know. But he can handle that, I'm sure. It's just, that'd be kind of crazy. But I do hope that he takes that advice, though, still to this day. Because I truly believe that JT, I know he knows he has great potential, but I don't know if he sees what I see. Because I literally think that bro could be the biggest streamer or one of the biggest streamers out here, bro. I truly believe that. Where was I? I'm using my channel name right now, but not sure if you remember back in 2020, I reached out to you to be on my friend Drake's podcast. Still love your content, man. Bro, I do remember that. I remember that because I think that was the first podcast that I ever appeared on. But I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you for still being around since then. I hope it's going to work, build different. It's already working pretty well, so now it's just a matter of building on the momentum that we've already generated because we already have people in there and we've done our first coaching call, so that was really, really great. So I'm looking forward to seeing the progress with that. What would you say about the bureaucracy in the US in comparison to the Netherlands? I honestly don't even know how to answer that question. When you say bureaucracy, what do you mean? Elaborate on that. Change your thumbnail, bro. Coming to Jesus moment for real. What's wrong with my thumbnail? My thumbnail is straight the way it is. What's good, Yagi Shorts? Hey, Jordan, are you learning any new skills currently? If no, which do you look forward to learning? So right now, I am finishing up my 4th life coaching course. And once I finish this course, I will have my master life coach certification. So that's been my biggest thing. This one is about happiness, coaching clients to achieve happiness. The one before that was about goal setting. The one before that was about purpose. And then the one before that was just a general one. But that's been my thing, bro. I'm more so sharpening my sword as a coach and just as somebody who can distribute value to as many people as possible. That's basically what I'm focused on. And just refining the knowledge that I have, continuing to ask questions, and becoming better at articulating my ideas. Bro, wait, hold on. People are talking about my thumbnail. Now I'm curious, because I thought I set a thumbnail in, but I don't know if it changed it or something. Let me see. I'm green. Yeah, my thumbnail is straight. Nah, bro, you guys are tripping, bro. My thumbnail is straight. It is straight the way it is. Have you listened to what Huberman has said about manifestation? If so, thoughts on it? No, I haven't. Honestly, I haven't really seen much of his content. I really haven't. What's good, Jordan? Hope you're doing good, bro. G-Dogs at 8lear. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you for tuning in. I'm doing great. I hope you're doing great as well. Jordan, haven't watched you for a minute, but it's so good to see you're doing well, bro. Omar, I appreciate you for tapping in. Definitely doing a lot better than I was before. Currently unemployed but chilling. Hey, sometimes that's what you got to do, bro. Sometimes you got to take a little bit of time to just sit back and assess where you're going. Where was I? Like, yo, Jordan Blue live. Hey, bro. I forgot about the Jordan Blue thing. I'm not going to lie. Only realized my hair was curly because of you. That's crazy. Man, bro, we're back on the curly hair grind. I think, honestly, I'm going to keep my curls short, though. I can't do that long curly hair like I had when I was younger. That shit is too much maintenance for my liking. I'm good, Jordan. I wanted to ask, is it normal if you still miss a girl after she is gone and will care or love her or be there even in a small way forever and after you move on? I don't know if I'm reading that correctly, but it's definitely normal to miss somebody who is no longer in your life that you enjoyed having in your life. And as far as caring for or loving this person, even in a small way, forever, assuming that that's what you meant by the question, I do believe that if you truly, truly cared about somebody, if you truly, genuinely enjoyed their presence around you that much, I do believe that you'll always care about them. You'll always feel some type of way about them. I think I actually talked about this in my last stream or the stream before that. But basically, I look at it like layers. I look at life like a series of layers. So right now, let's say, for example, you're 20 years old. I don't know how old you are, but let's just say you're 20. And let's say that the girl in question is somebody who was in your life from age 17 to age 18. So 2 years, 17 and 18. That version of you, that 17 and 18-year-old version of King Real, is still in you. You've just built upon that. So you've built beyond that version of you, but he's still there. That part of you is always going to care for that girl. And furthermore, the other parts of you who cared for other girls are also always going to care for those women. But the thing is, you are no longer just that. You are more than that. So understand that even though that's a part of you and always will be a part of you, it's not the only part of you. It's only a portion of who you are. So as the years go on and you stack more and more versions of yourself on top of that version of yourself, it becomes less significant, proportionally speaking, to who you are as a person. That's why they say that time heals all wounds. It's not so much that the wound disappears, it's that it becomes less significant relative to who you've become. Give me mod. I've been here since you busted in the car. That is crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. Would you say you enjoy streams more than YouTube videos? It's a different type of vibe. I don't know if you were here earlier in the stream. As a matter of fact, I don't think you were. I think you came in later. But I get nervous before I stream still. I don't know if it's because I feel like on some level it's like I'm on a stage because I'm the only one that's on camera, and then you're just kind of in the chat, so you have the anonymity. But at the same time, I also like the immediate feedback. I like being able to interact with you directly. So it's kind of a give and take in that regard. It's just different. It's just two different things. And then, of course, with streams, I have to really be on my P's and Q's, especially when it comes to speaking, because there's no editing. King Cantaloupe was good. Yo, Jordan, been watching since the pandemic in freshman year of high school, now in college studying engineering and starting a business. Thanks for the help over the years. Bro, shout out to you. Congratulations for you pursuing your dreams and leveling up. You did that, but I'm glad I was able to help you do that. Give me mod. I've been here since the Can I Get a Kiss videos and the Tinder Thursdays. See, that's how I know you're not official though, because it was Tinder Tuesdays. You gotta lock in, bro. You gotta be on your P's and Q's. Ooh, it just skipped super far down in the chat. Thanks for making me a moderator. Time to send those trolls in the abyss. Eel, I trust you, bro. I definitely trust you. Because you've been tapped in for a while, so I think you know how to manage the situation, how to keep the vibes in check. Does your girlfriend work a 9-to-5 job? If so, what are your thoughts about it? No, she is fully committed to starting her own business. And my thoughts on that are, that's great. That's great, because the way I see it is, if we're both doing this, if we're both making money online, then we're basically free to do whatever. So I want that for her, probably even more, not more than she wants it for herself, but I want it for her just as badly as she wants it for herself, and just as badly as I want my success for myself. And I'm really proud of her for pursuing the unbeaten path, because that shit is not easy. I know people make it look easy, they make it sound easy for marketing purposes, but that shit is not easy. Nothing about this is easy. It's just very rewarding. Jordan, why you be having that 1,000-yard stare in your thumbnails? Honestly, I don't even know how that started. I don't remember why I started doing my thumbnails like that. But yeah, I don't know. What else would I do on my thumbnails? My thing is this. I want my thumbnails to be easily identifiable more than anything else. I don't really care if they're aesthetically pleasing. I don't really care if they are dopamine stimulating, whatever. I want my thumbnails to be easily identifiable. So you can say whatever you want about my thumbnails, but if you see me in your recommended, you instantly know that that's me. So all bros thumbnails are the same. If it works, it works. But actually, no, my thumbnails are definitely not all the same because I feel like, especially with the videos about being an American in the Netherlands, those thumbnails are very, very different. I took a very different strategy. But then a lot of those thumbnails look similar to one another as well. Because again, I want my videos to be easily identifiable. What's good, Ice Cold Tristan 2.0? Bureaucracy is a structured system where officials follow rules and procedures to manage organizations, often efficiently, but sometimes slowly. So basically you're asking if the government is efficient here, or if things operate in an efficient manner. I would say they do. I don't really have, actually, I think I have more experience with the Dutch government or the Dutch bureaucracy than I do the American one. Because here, I actually have a business. I literally started an actual business, which I never did back home. I never started an LLC. I never did any of that. It was literally just make videos. So as a result, I never really had to do any of that stuff. And also, I never had to immigrate to the US because I'm a natural born citizen there. So I can't really speak on that, honestly. I guess if my girlfriend and I move to the US and she goes through that process, then I'll have a better answer for you. But I really don't know. But I will say that everything has gone pretty smoothly here in the Netherlands, other than health insurance, which I'm not going to speak on that at the moment. But yeah, that's been a bit of a challenge, getting health insurance secure. Just some hurdles and stuff that I've had to go through, but yeah. What kind of work are you doing? Life coaching. The way you be looking dead on to the camera in the thumbnail is funny. If it works, it works, bro. I don't know. I've been doing that for a long time, though. Actually, I think the reason why I started doing it like that was because I don't know if I saw somebody else do it first, but I think my logic at the time was if people see me in their recommended just looking directly at them like that, my thumbnail is automatically going to stand out from everyone else's, which it probably does. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on investing in the stock market? I'm not opposed to investing in the stock market. I'm just more a proponent of investing in yourself more than anything else. So here's the thing. If I'm investing in the stock market, I'm investing in a company, but even more so, I'm investing in the person or the people who own that company. I don't know those people. I don't know where their minds are at. I don't know if their wife just left them or if they're going through something with their children. I don't know what's going on in their personal lives and how that might potentially affect their business and by extension, my money. So for me, I know that if I invest in myself, so for example, buying these life coaching courses to get my master life coach certification or buying equipment or software to facilitate content creation, I know that I'm in control. So I get to control the outcome, or I at least have much more control over the outcome than if I give my money to these people that I don't even know. But there's nothing wrong with investing in the stock market, especially if you do an index fund or something like that. I think the average return is 7% per year, something like that. That can add up. Would you ever move back to America? I definitely do want to move to LA. Maybe not anywhere in the foreseeable future, but at some point in this lifetime, I would like to move to LA with my girlfriend. But I don't know that there's maybe Austin or New York. I don't know, other than those few cities, if there's anywhere else in the US that I would want to move back there for. And even with New York, I think I'd rather live in London. But yeah, LA, definitely. And that's not even a matter of would you, it's a matter of when will you. Give me some Riz tips. Be yourself. Be yourself. That's literally it. Here's the thing, okay? I say this so much, bro, but I'm going to say it again because I feel like it's one of those things that you can hear it, but you might not understand it initially. So I'm going to keep saying it until it truly seeps into the depths of your subconscious mind and you start acting in accordance with this information, okay? The biggest mistake that men make when it comes to dating, the reason why men struggle with dating is not because they're not good enough, it's not because they don't make enough, it's not because they're not in good enough shape. The reason why they struggle with women is because they are going after the wrong kinds of women. That is literally it. It's like if you start a certain kind of business that isn't a good business model, you are setting yourself up for failure from the get-go. Or let's say, for example, if you start a business that maybe is a good business model, but doesn't align with your interests, your passions, and your natural talents upon which you would be able to build to a very high level, you're not going to succeed in that business model as much as if you had pursued a business model that accentuates and complements your natural talents or is compatible with your natural talents, something that you can truly grow into. Look at dating like a business. So just because a girl looks good or whatever, just because you're sexually attracted to her, doesn't mean that she's a good candidate with which you should spend your time and, in the long term, your life. That's literally it, bro. That's what I realized. It took me so long to realize this. I thought that it was my approach. I thought that maybe I was a bit too upfront, or I don't know. I thought that maybe I was too overly interested or invested in these situations. The way that you know that you're with the right kind of woman is if you don't need to think about these things anymore. You're no longer stressing about, damn, am I texting back too quickly? Am I appearing too desperate? If you have to think about stuff like that, you are fucking with the wrong kinds of women. Period. If you literally just fix that one thing, your dating life will go so much more smoothly, bro. I promise you. I promise you. That's literally the game. All right, I'm gonna head out. Best of luck to you guys in your journeys. Hey, bro, I appreciate you for tuning in, bro. Real talk. And likewise to you. Asking for Riz tips and using them on low quality women is like asking someone if you can drive their car but you don't know how to drive. Is that? Yeah, I get that makes sense. I feel like it's more like, how do I put this? I feel like it'd be more akin to asking someone if you can drive their car. No, actually, no. You hit the nail on the head with that one. Yeah, I'm gonna give that one to you. That's basically what it is, bro. It's not even a matter of learning game. You don't even have to have game. The game is just you being yourself. If you can't be yourself and talk about the shit that you're into and converse with her about that for an extended period of time, then that means that you're not compatible. That's literally it, bro. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that, because what I realized was, okay, I'm gonna tell you when I kind of realized this for the first time. The first time I kind of realized this was when I got with my ex. Because before her, there had been multiple girls that I had talked to, been in the talking stage with, whatever. And shit would always just fall apart. It would always just fall through randomly. Things would be going so well, and then suddenly they would say, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship. But then with her, that just didn't happen. And I think in a sense, that's kind of why, and I don't mean any ill will to my ex or anything like that, but I think that our relationship, the relationship I had with her, was more a function of there not being a reason for us not to be in a relationship. It wasn't necessarily that I just had this burning desire to be with her. It was more like I couldn't come up with a reason not to be with her. So it was like, well, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong. This makes sense, so we might as well. But that's a different discussion for a different day. my current situation, the relationship that I'm in right now, confirmed this for me. Because basically, I didn't change my approach at all. Literally didn't change any of the tactics or whatever. I don't even use tactics like that. Listen to the same songs, had the same FaceTime calls, all of that. The only difference is that things just didn't fall through because I picked the right woman. So that's literally it. It's just picking the right woman. That's the game. Jordan, what's the best way to improve social skills and never run out of things to say? So, again, I think it's more about who you choose to socialize with. That's the most important thing. If you're socializing with the right people, you'll never run out of things to say. And even if you do run out of things to say, you'll be comfortable sitting in silence because you know that you're on that same page, you're on the same wavelength. So, I think maybe that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make as well from a social standpoint is they think that the conversation has to continue nonstop. It has to continue into perpetuity. But it's more about if you can sit in silence with this person and not feel uncomfortable. That's how you know that you're really around the right kind of person. Now, hold on. I think I skipped a shit ton of questions. Maybe I'm wrong. But let me get back to some of these questions up here. How do you get better at speaking? I actually made a video about this not too long. No, this was actually very long ago. This was 2021. That was 4 years ago. That's crazy. But basically, it comes down to just knowing what you're saying. So if you know the material that you're speaking about, speaking naturally becomes easier. Now, I'm saying this, I haven't really spoken in front of a crowd like that since high school when I took a public speaking class. But as far as speaking to a camera or speaking in a conversation context, if you know what you're saying, then speaking becomes much easier. And then it's just a matter of repetition from there. But that's also something that I'll cover in my coaching program in great detail. Hold on real quick. I feel like my lips get dry. All this talking. Hey Jordan, I'm going through the worst heartbreak ever and I'm struggling to even stay alive and it's affecting my school and progress. How did you get over your worst heartbreak? So for me, it was a process that contained multiple steps, multiple components. It wasn't just one thing. First, I went through that initial phase of using it as fuel, as motivation to level up. So I would literally tell myself, I'm going to boss up so much that she thinks about me every time she goes to sleep at night. She won't tell anyone about it, but silently she will fall asleep feeling regret every day for the rest of her life. That's basically where my head was at for probably a year or two after that situation happened. Probably about a year, that first year or so. And then I got into a relationship and I sort of kept that feeling in me and I didn't address it. And that feeling, amongst other things, led to the deterioration of that relationship because I would literally devalue that relationship so much that I don't know. It's not like I was a terrible boyfriend or anything, but basically I prioritized work over that relationship. Not that that's a bad thing either. I'm trying to figure out a good way to say this, bro. Basically, me holding on to that belief led to me overworking, running in place to distract myself from the fact that I had the belief. And that led to the deterioration of that relationship. So once I got out of that relationship, that's when the floodgates opened. Because that's when I realized, that's when I was confronted with the reality of this pain that I had been holding on to for so long. It was like, oh, I'm still not over her. So that's when Soul Shock came out. That's when I started working on Soul Shock, which is my first poetry book. And that was literally just a stream of consciousness that exemplified the pain that not only was I going through, that you're going through right now, right? So you can go on Amazon and check that out if you haven't already, and you'll probably resonate with it very, very deeply. But after that, once I came to terms with the fact that, okay, she is still controlling my life, she still has prime real estate in my subconscious mind, then that's where the therapy sessions came into play. That's where I started working with BetterHelp. People think I only did BetterHelp sponsorships for money. I really was out here doing therapy sessions every week with BetterHelp. And they didn't even give me free therapy. I still had to pay like everyone else, which is crazy now that I think about it, but that's besides the point. So that's when therapy came into play. And I can go a whole lot deeper into some of the things that happened in that interim period. But basically, between the things that my therapist told me and the sequence of events that I experienced from late 2021 through about early to mid 2022, probably September 2021 through about April 2022, I knew that I had to reach out to her. So I reached out to her. She didn't answer, and that was all the closure I needed. I was like, okay, I've done everything I could. I've leveled up. I've done the healing work, whatever. I've done everything I could on my part, and she is not meeting me in the middle. She's not even taking a step in my direction. By that point, I had enough self-respect to move on. When I was younger, I didn't. So I guess through that process of healing and leveling up and everything else that I just divulged, I developed enough self-respect to no longer pursue somebody who clearly did not feel the same way. And it also changed the way that I felt, in a sense. It changed the way that I felt because it wasn't so much the feeling of rejection. It was more so the understanding that I deserve better. I deserve better than this. And this is the reality of who she is. Now, this might not have anything to do with your situation. You might be dealing with a breakup where things maybe went a little bit differently than what I'm describing. But fundamentally, it's still the same. You have to give it time. That's basically what I'm saying is you have to give it time. You have to surrender to where you are in your healing process, no matter how inconvenient it may be for you in that moment. And understand that this is simply another layer of who you are as a person and your story as a person. And this is what you will use to inspire yourself when you go through adversity in the future, be it related to love or anything else. Bro, is there an actual way of making money online other than content creation? Does it actually work? Be for real? Wow. That is actually a very surprising question to me because there is a lot. Okay, I need you to think about it like this, right? This is maybe not the example that you're looking for, but I'm going to just break this down to you. You've probably bought something on Amazon in the past year, which means that you have sent money online to that website. So right there, that's an example of how people make money online. Obviously, you might not start the next Amazon. Maybe you will, but you probably won't. And that's not me hating on you. That's just, unless you're literally willing to dedicate your whole existence to it, that's probably not the best goal to have. It's up to you though. But there are other people who do the same thing as Amazon, just on a smaller scale. So dropshipping is a great example of that. Where people find products, they sell those products for more money than they buy them for, without having to hold any inventory of their own. And they keep the profit. They keep the difference between what they make for those products and what they buy, what they pay for those products that they buy. So if you think about making money in that way, you understand that it doesn't matter if it's online or offline. There's money to be made. There are literally billions of dollars in circulation. Billions. So it's not a matter of, is there another way or is it possible? Think about it like this, okay? Let me put it to you like this. I'm gonna give you another example. So A sponsorship, right? Part of the way that I've made most of my money on YouTube is sponsorships. So I have made literally $800, $1,000 for one sponsored video, right? One sponsored video, $800, $1,000, $600, $300, whatever. Hundreds of dollars. People out there make $5,000, $10,000, $100,000 for a sponsorship. That 1 to 2 minute ad read in the middle of the video, people make thousands of dollars from that, or hundreds. You have to think about this, right? If somebody is willing to pay me, if somebody's willing to pay just me, let's just say $700 for a sponsored post. If somebody's willing to pay me that, how much are they expecting to make? Because I'm probably not the only creator that they're paying. They might have 20 different creators that they're each paying $700 or more. Let's say on average they pay each creator $1,000. They have 20 of them. They are paying $20,000 for people to show their products in the middle of their videos. They wouldn't do that. They would not pay that kind of money if they didn't believe, if they didn't know that they will make the money back. So people are making money online, bro. Selling stuff. Someone said affiliate marketing. I've made money with affiliate marketing primarily because of YouTube, but that's also a thing. You have, what else? AI content. I honestly don't know too much about that. But SMMA, that's another one. It's a lot of work. All of it's a lot of work, but 9 to 5 is a lot of work too. It's literally, I need you to understand, bro, the opportunities are literally endless, bro, when it comes to making money online. It's not just creating content. It is not just that, bro. Good to see you, brother. What's good, David? Likewise. How do you get better at talking under pressure or just general communication? Yeah, pretty much the same thing I said earlier. Just knowing what you're saying, knowing the material, and repetition. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's okay to be single, man. Bro, literally copy my whole fucking flow, word for word, bar for bar. But it's true. It is true. It is okay to be single. It is okay to be single. There is nothing wrong with being single. I'm grateful for where I live, but I feel destined to move to Arizona. I will someday. Bro, that's great. You should visit Arizona. Take a road trip out to Arizona if you haven't already. Go check it out. Or if you live in another country, then fly out. Go visit. Flagstaff, Arizona was really, really nice. That's one of the most beautiful places I've seen in the U.S. I've also heard good things about Sedona. Okay, I think where was I? All right, I think I'm going to answer about 3 more questions. And then I'm going to wrap it up because I need to pee. Three questions. They have to be thought-provoking questions, though. What coaching program? That's a thought-provoking question. Click the link in the description to learn more about my coaching program. But basically, I'll give you the Spark Notes version, though. Basically, I started a coaching program where I can help people like you more directly. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you can watch my videos and get help, get advice like this. Or you can join the coaching program and literally talk to me, ask me these questions every week when I do the coaching calls. And then gain access to a bunch of exclusive content, exclusive programs that I have designed specifically to transform your life. In fact, I spent all of Friday creating the Self-Architect worksheet, which if you want to know more about what that is, click the link in the description. Because that's going to change a lot of lives. Jordan, how do you make friends as an introvert? That's a good question. So I think it's more about putting yourself in the right spaces. A lot of people, they conflate introversion with social anxiety, and they're not the same thing. right? So remove that limiting belief. That's the first thing. It's thinking that because you're a person who feels drained from being around people for extended periods of time, that you also can't communicate with other people. That is not the case. So remove that limiting belief. Then start pursuing your passions. Start taking action in accordance with the passions that you have. So if you like basketball, for example, I'm going to give you a great example because this is something that I used to do. I like basketball. I love basketball. I'm on the NBA website every day looking at people's stats. I'm reading the box scores. I want to see, oh, this person had a triple-double. Let me see the highlights. I like basketball, and I like to play basketball. Don't do it a whole lot now because there aren't a whole lot of basketball courts here in the Netherlands, but I like to hoop. I like to watch hoops. I like to follow hoops. If I go to the basketball court and I see somebody on the other end, I can go and ask them, hey, you trying to play a quick one-on-one game? And in the course of the game, I'm going to talk a little bit of shit, but I'm going to keep it lighthearted because that's just what I do when I hoop. I talk shit, right? But it doesn't really matter who wins or loses. I can start a conversation with them about basketball because if they're playing basketball on the court, the chances are they probably are at least somewhat aware of what's going on in the league. So, for example, I could say, bro, that's so crazy that they traded Luka to the Lakers. That's the craziest shit ever. And right there, that starts a conversation where we could talk about some of the things that Luka's accomplished. We can have this discourse about basketball and who our favorite teams are and why. So it's much easier to make friends when you share common interests. It's much easier to find people with whom you share common interests when you pursue those interests yourself. What's your workout routine? That's in the coaching program as well. Bro, listen, I'm putting you on game about everything in there, bro. Literally everything. But I do have a workout video coming out in the near future with my arm day routine. So be on the lookout for that. Jordan, how long does it take to make videos? At this point in time, the thing is, I film videos in threes. So I don't ever just film one video at a time anymore. I always film 2 or 3 videos at a time. That whole process, from the time I turn on the camera and the ring light to the time I upload the videos and get the descriptions and thumbnails and everything, that's probably 3.5 hours or so, give or take. This water bottle just be dripping. Okay, one more question. It has to be good. I'm still pissed they traded Luka. Bro, I can't believe that shit, bro. I cannot believe that. I can't believe they did that. That's why I can never... I wasn't a Mavericks fan to begin with, but there is no chance I would ever root for them after seeing that. Because that let me know they do not want to win. But one more question, though. I want to know more about videos. How can I get a consultation? I'm assuming you mean consultation. If that's the case, click the link in the description to learn how you can talk to me every single week directly. But not only to me, also a network of other individuals who are very, very goal-oriented and ambitious and can help you stay on track as you pursue your own goals. That's why it's called the Built Different Brotherhood. But one more, it has to be a good question, bro. Something thought-provoking. Okay, I think this is a good one to end it off on. I just got into a relationship last week. How can I make it work without feeling that maybe she would leave? So here's the thing. A relationship is not an event that occurs one time and then that's it. A relationship is a series of decisions that you make every single day. It's the decision to stay with this person and only this person every day for the rest of your life. That's what a relationship literally is. So it's not about, will she leave me in the future, or will one of us die in the future, or anything like that. Because eventually one of you will die. Both of you will die. So even if you spend the rest of your lives together, at some point, one of you is going to have to live without the other one. The focus needs to be on making each and every day as fulfilling as possible with this person. Not because of this person, with this person. So don't make her the core focus of your life. Never make another person the core focus of your life, because you can't control people. You can control yourself. You can't control other people. She is there to assist you and walk alongside you on your journey, and vice versa. You're there to do the same for her. Focus on your purpose first and foremost, so that you can live a fulfilling and meaningful life regardless of who is in your life. And then let her amplify the meaning that's already there. Is that making sense? Actually, I'm going to answer this question real quick too, because I have a very unique perspective on this now. David asks, hey Jordan, how do you manage to quit PMO? Shit is not letting me make progress in life, and also the resentment I have toward dating and women because of the lack of success maybe makes the addiction worse. So here's the thing with that, bro. I see a very, very big limiting belief here that is actually doing much more damage than PMO ever could. And that is that PMO is not letting you make progress in life. So I've said this in a few videos, but I'm going to say it again. There are two kinds of disciplines. There's the discipline of doing, and there's the discipline of not doing. Okay? So the discipline of doing is you doing work or doing tasks that you don't feel like doing in that moment, but that ultimately get you closer to where you want to go. That is, let's say, for example, me filming a video when I don't feel like it in that moment, but knowing that I'm going to feel better after I film it because I've just taken action to get closer to my goals and to help you do the same. Then there's the discipline of not doing. That is you not being on social media. That's you not consuming pornography. That's you not binge watching YouTube shorts. That's the not doing. Now, in the past, I've probably made it seem, and I want to apologize for this because I feel like maybe I've kind of I led myself astray with this, honestly. I thought that the discipline of not doing was just as, if not more important than the discipline of doing. But in all actuality, they are not of equal importance. The discipline of doing is the most important thing. If you think about the 80-20 rule, and I know maybe you think I'm enabling your bad habits or whatever, but I'm just telling you the truth, okay? Because ultimately, if you keep yourself stuck in this cycle of guilt because you feel like, oh, fuck, I'm sabotaging my progress with PMO. And because you feel that way, you don't believe that you're worthy of anything better than where you are right now. Right? And that starts the cycle. Because you feel like you're not worthy, then you continue to take that action in the negative direction. If we think about the 80-20 rule, where 20% of your actions generate 80% of the results, and the remaining 80% of actions generates the remaining 20% of results, the discipline of doing is the 20%. Okay, so that means that even if you never got rid of any of your bad habits ever, that means even if you stayed on social media and binge watch TikTok, even if you binge watch pornography, even if you did cocaine, even if you ate junk food. I'm not saying you should do any of this stuff, by the way, but even if you did all of this stuff, if you did the right work, if you do the doing, if you're disciplined in the doing, in the undertaking of the tasks that you have to complete on a day-to-day basis to get to where you want, you will make progress. Period. So PMO is not preventing you from progressing in life. You're preventing yourself from progressing in life because you're not doing the doing. You're not disciplined in the doing. Now, where PMO, or rather no PMO, and deleting social media, where all of that comes into play, is that helps accelerate your process of getting to where you want to go in life because you're getting out of your own way. So pornography addiction, cocaine addiction, or any other drug addiction, what else? Junk food addiction, any addiction or any set of bad habits that ultimately lead to instant gratification and the ultimate deterioration of you as a person, of your mind, those things slow you down. And with enough momentum, if you do enough of these things often enough, they can offset the doing that you're doing. But understand, basically I'm saying this to say that you quitting PMO is not going to make you successful in life. And again, I want to personally apologize for if I've ever led you to believe that that was the case, because it's not. It helps you. It speeds up your process. But doing NoFap, semen retention, all of these things, that is not a replacement. That's not an adequate substitute for doing the work that needs to be done. That is not the work, unless your work that you do is directly correlated with that. In my case, it was. So for example, making the NoFap videos and whatnot, I had to do that. That was part of my doing because I couldn't do that. I couldn't act in that way and also make videos giving advice about it. So that's why it was important in my process. But if you're looking to be a software engineer, understand that watching pornography is not going to prevent you from getting there. It's just going to slow your progress down. But again, I wouldn't advise you to do it, but I'm saying this because hopefully that will alleviate some of the guilt that you're experiencing. And the guilt is ultimately what keeps you trapped in the cycle that you're in. So you have to find a way to let go of the guilt. And a lot of times that just comes down to shifting your frame. But anyways, just went on a whole tangent there. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this stream up. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. And yeah, stay tuned because I have not only a bunch of content on the way, but I will be streaming again next week at the same time. And if you want to talk to me this upcoming Thursday, click the link in the description so that you can be a part of this next coaching call, because that is not something that you want to miss. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. And you know I'm bad with outros, so I'm just going to go ahead and click end stream at the top right corner.